Thanks for joining us in our Ageless Strength. So starting out seated, we're just going to start to move through the body. I always like to begin at the top. So we'll begin with our shoulders, taking our shoulders way up by the ears and then straight back. And then all the way down, we let the arms hang. We'll do it again. We'll bring those shoulders way up, all the way back, all the way down. Fingertips really reaching towards the floor. We'll allow that right ear to pull out to the side so we get a nice neck stretch. And then we'll switch sides. And then we'll bring the head in the center. We're going to turn, look over one shoulder. And then gently to the other side. And then back in center. All right, let's move in through the body. So we're going to do a little seated cat and cow, okay? So cat and cow, we're going to fold through our spine, okay? So as we exhale, we want to pull everything in. We get a roundness in our back, and we can allow the head to fall. On the inhale, we're going to sit way tall, and then actually reach up with the chest and our chin, arching the back a little bit to extend the front of the body. We'll exhale, fold in, tuck and round. And we'll inhale, we'll open up, we'll lift, we'll extend. We'll do that one more time, just waking up the spine. Getting all the movement through there. And then we'll release back into a neutral or comfortable position. We're going to turn our toes out, and then our heels, and then our toes, until the legs are really wide. And the legs are really wide. We're going to start to work through our hips. So we're going to take that right toe, push it into the floor to lift the heel, and then pivoting on the toe, we're going to let the whole leg fall in and then open up. So we're just internally rotating the hip and externally rotating the hip. We'll do these a few times. Get everything moving in there. One more. Good. We'll let that foot and knee relax. And then we'll take the same thing on the other side. So pressing into the ball of the foot, we kind of let that leg fall in and then let it open up. Good. Take 3 more. Last one. Good. We'll leave the legs wide. Let's pull the toes up so that we feel the front of our legs, our shins. And then let's take the toes down, lift the heels. We feel our calves. Toes up, toes down, toes up, toes down. One more time through, toes up, toes down. Legs relaxed in the center. We're going to turn toes in and then heels in, and the feet come back to center. The legs are about hip distance apart. We're going to scoop up underneath that right thigh and pick the leg up. Okay, so we're using that upper body strength. We're going to push the heel forward. Point the toe, flex the foot, point. Let's relax the ankle. We'll take a circle in one direction and then the other. And then we'll release that leg down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Big scoop to lift. Heel pushes out forward. We feel that calf. Toe point, flex, point, flex. Good. Circle one direction and then the other. Maybe even scrunch the toes in the shoes. And then we release. All right, so we have our tall posture here. We're going to start to get that blood flowing. So our heels, okay, and I'll turn sideways so you can kind of see our heels are tapping, or maybe the whole foot, kind of like a fast foot, like a little football run. So we stay tight through the core, just letting those legs move, and those toes tapping, or heels just lifting if you don't want to lift the full foot. We're going to move the legs wider, but keep those feet moving quickly. Little teeny tiny pulses. We'll bring the feet in closer. We'll bring them wider again. Then closer back to center. One last time, wide and center. About 5 seconds left of this 30-second sprint. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet rest. Hopefully the heart rate came up a little bit and the body feels warm. We're going to come into standing. We're going to take the feet hips width, okay, hips width apart, shoulder width apart. Cross the arms, okay, hinging from our hip. We're looking out in front of us, reaching the chest forward, putting the weight in the feet till we come all the way up to standing. we're going to take some squats. So we're going to come about halfway down to the chair. Now, if you can make it all the way to tap, great. If not, that's A-okay. Okay, we're going to do 5 more. We bring those hips back and down, and then back up. Good, we've got 3 left. Making sure the knees don't fall in towards one another. They stay apart. And most of our weight's in our heels. Let's hold this last one down. I like to call it a hover. We can release the arms, just let them hang. Most of our weight's back here in our hips and glutes and in our heels. We could actually wiggle our toes in our shoes. Let's hold for 5 more seconds. I know it's a lot on those thighs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly we stand. We're going to give the legs a shake, and we're going to either come behind or beside the chair so that we have the chair at our hips. Okay, have the chair about at our hips. We'll turn sideways, or this would be front, either way. Hips are back, pulled up and in so that we're not round. Pulled up and in, our hip is back. We're going to take our right leg back in a lunge so the ball of our foot lands, heel is up. What we're looking for is this hip flexor. So we're going to tuck our hip underneath, feel the front of the thigh in that hip flexor. Small bend in the knees to deepen the stretch, and then straighten the legs. It releases the stretch. Okay? So we'll sit down. We'll get nice and tall. Good. I'm going to take a couple more. Good. So we're going to come down, hold here, keep tucking under, but take that back heel down to the floor. As we do, let's hip hinge and reach our chest further forward. As we do, we're getting a big stretch along the back of the leg, including that calf. You should feel a lot in your calf. We'll take a nice deep breath here. And then we'll start to back off, bending the back knee. We bring the body weight in center, and then step forward. All right, same thing the other leg, okay? So left foot goes back, hips tuck underneath. We feel the front of that thigh and that hip flexor, okay? So that thigh is flexed, and then we take little bends just to kind of sink into the stretch and intensify it, and then back off. Okay? 3 more. Last one. Good. Let's sit down in this lunge and get that leg stretched. So the back heel goes back. Hip hinge. We reach a little forward. We feel the calf. Deep breath. Want that tension to release a little bit. Get the blood flowing down there. We'll start to back off the stretch by bending the back knee. Bring the body weight in center and step forward. We'll give those legs a little shake. All right, now we're ready for some reverse lunges. So hips are back. We're still pulled in. Hand can have the chair if you want. Right leg's going to step back. We're going to shift a little body weight so we feel balanced, and then step forward. Then we're going to go left leg. Left leg steps back. We press off, we come forward. So you can kind of go at your own pace here. You could go a little quicker. You could go a little slower if you wanted. Really up to you. If the knees are speaking to you in such a not so nice way, you can do a reach back. Just reach back and tap instead of coming into a full lunge. Okay? Still gets that hip and hip flexor. All right, so we still get lots of benefit even if we're just tapping. If the knees prevent us from doing a full lunge, that's fine. Good, about 5 more seconds. Lots of balance challenge. Very last one. Good, and we'll release. We'll give the legs a little shimmy, a little shake just to kind of kick that all out. And then we'll turn so that we have space to lift our knees. Okay, so we want a little bit of a space in front of us. Okay, we'll find our athletic stance, and by that I mean the hips are a little back. Okay, we're going to go ahead with a high knee. Right, we'll start with the right one. So hold on to the chair. Right knee comes up, and notice the toes are up. okay? So they're not floppy, toes are up. We're lowering it, and left one. So we're gonna alternate side to side. Again, we can use this chair. We wanna focus on pulling into the belly as we lift the knees. And today we're gonna look for height, okay? So I'd rather that we take it a little slower and a little pause at the top in order to get that height. Okay? That's it. Almost there, about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, last one here. Fantastic. All right. Arms rest to the side. We're going to start with our right heel. So the heel reaches forward and just kind of taps the floor and brings the foot back. So right heel forward and back. Just the heel tap for now. So we're going to increase this pressure, and at any time you can return to just the tap, okay? Start to put a little pressure in the heel and push off. So heel forward, toes stay up, but push off. That means that your left knee starts to bend a little and your left heel starts to come up just a little bit, like you're taking a step, but you're just not landing the full foot yet. This is how we do proper foot form without leading with the toes, teaching us to lead with the heels. Next phase of this is the heel, then the ball of the foot. So we're in a full step, but we step back, okay? So step forward, heel, ball, stepping back. Good. 3 to go. And again, you can take these steps and you can lunge a little more if you feel like it. All right, then we're going to switch legs. We'll start with just the heel tap, okay? So we find our balance. Just the heel reaching forward. Then as we get comfortable, as our balance settles in, we start to push off of that heel. Good. Allowing the right to bend a little bit, right knee to bend a little bit, and the right heel to lift off. Once we feel balanced here, we progress it. The heel, ball of the foot, so we take a full step, and then step back. Heel, ball, big step. Awesome. We're going to take one more. Good. Legs will take a shake. Fantastic. All right. Let's come at a spot, which you can stay there, or you just have to switch sides of the chair. I'm just going to come behind. We want to be able to lift our left leg out to the side. We need a little space to lift that left leg out to the side. Athletic stance, pulled up and in, chair, okay? Left leg, foot flex, we lift it. We're looking for ribs and hips. So we get a little bit of lateral movement, a little bit of sideways movement through the torso, and this core, the belly, stays really tight as we lift. If you'd like, you can take an arm with it. And if you're feeling extra balanced today, maybe you take both arms, and that'll bring that heart rate up for sure. Three to go. Last one here. Awesome. A shoulder roll, maybe a little leg kick, a little leg shimmy. We're going to go into our right leg. Okay, our right leg, so we'll set up athletic stance. Up and in, long and strong. Right leg reaches out, lowers slowly. Ribs and hips. Good. Work the outside of that hip. Arms maybe, if you'd like that. One or both. Good. Time for 2 more here. Last one. Excellent. All right, legs shake out. We're going to move off to the left again. So feet about hip distance apart. We sit into our hips. We can use chair if we want. Left leg is going to step out to the side into a side lunge. Hips go way back, so like you're sticking your fanny out, okay? We've got a bend in our left knee, and the left knee is over the ankle. The right leg, however, is straight, and we feel a big stretch in that inner thigh, okay? A big stretch in the inner thigh. To get upright, we're going to pull in through the belly and push off through that left leg. All right, let's repeat 10 singles. So we're going to step out, hips back, push off into that heel to come in. There we go. Perfect. 8 more. And again, if one or both of your knees speak to you, you can change the movement by just tapping the leg out to the side instead of coming into that full lunge. Okay? Good. Last few. Last one here. Excellent. Kind of regroup, and we're going to start in the other leg. Okay? Same thing. Leg steps out. Let's hold the first one. We'll draw the hip back. Knee is secure over the ankle. We make sure it's not over the toes. We feel that stretch. We give it a second, and then on the exhale, pushing into that right heel, we come back to center. Here we go. Singles. Good. That big hip hinge, ever so critical. We've got 2 to go. Next one's last one. It's a nice big step. Good, big push off. Marvelous. Shoulders will get and we'll roll. All right, almost done with that low body. Let's take the legs a little wide, okay? So a little wider than our hips, a little wider than those shoulders. And we're gonna take the toes and turn them out just a little, okay? Just a little. Our first wide squat. So as we sit down, we're looking for a couple of things. The knees and the toes should be pointed the same direction, first of all, okay? The other one is we don't want to be hinged or rounded forward. We want to tuck that tail underneath a little so our back feels good, and we feel inner thigh, outer thigh, and glute, okay? We're thinking of those thighs pulling in towards the torso. As we lower, we come halfway up, lower, and then straight leg all the way up, okay? So lower, halfway up, lower, straight leg all the way up. Excellent. So we're going to continue by really focusing on those inner outer thighs and those glutes. Wonderful. We've got 2 more. Last one through. Good. Let's sit down into that wide squat. Again, draw that navel in tight to support the back. Little small pulses. So, little movement. Inner thigh. Pushing our body weight into the heels. Thinking of squeezing the back end to get that little pulse out of there. 5 seconds more. You've got it. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Woo-hoo. All right. Let's turn toes and heels to bring those legs all the way into center. We're going to make some space so that we can move again off to the side, up and in. We're going to raise our left arm. We're going to look for a cross body here, okay? Right leg. So as we exhale, we're going to turn our whole chest towards that lifted right knee. Inhale, we just stand, okay? Exhale, inhale, stand. Now, if the shoulders bother you, Of course, you can do it without the raised hand. It just gives you a little bit more focus as you turn the whole chest. And we have our chair for support. And each time we rotate, let's exhale, inhale. 3, 2, one more. Exhale, shoulder roll. All right, we're gonna come into the other side. If you have space, you can stay where you are. Okay. Little hip hinge, athletic stance, on an exhale. We twist, inhale, we stand tall. Good, we've got left leg, right shoulder, coming towards that left leg. Three to go. Next one is last one. Good. Shoulders roll. All right. So, holding on to a chair, we're going to take our right heel out in front of our toe. Okay? So our hips are going to want to turn, and we're not going to let them. We want those hip bones pointing straight ahead. We're going to lift up and in. We're going to finish off this inner thigh. So like a soccer ball kick, okay? But without throwing the leg, it's controlled. So like we're pushing the soccer ball with the heel, we push it away. Each time we do, we flex down low in the belly to support the back. Good. On our next time lifted, let's leave it lifted, still angled up with the heel. We're going to bend the knee and then push the heel away to flex that thigh. Bend the knee, push the heel away. So as we do this, what we're doing is we're supporting the inside of the knee. Okay, ever so important to find that knee support. And this gets all those little muscles on the inside of the knee. Last one. Good. Kick that out, because I know you can feel that in the hip and hip flexors. We're going to do the same thing with the other leg. You probably can stay right where you're standing. So we take that left heel in front of the right toe, align those hips, square them off, and get tall. Zipped and pulled in, push that heel or ankle forward, to push the ball forward. Exhale, let's do this. Next one, we're going to leave that leg elevated. We're going to find the bend in the knee to bring the heel in. Press away. That's it. Oh, all the way down the inside of that leg. 4 to go. Last one. Good. We'll release. Shake that out. Woohoo! All right. Let's do a little push before we get into the upper body. Okay? Before we get into the upper body. I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see me, but you can stay exactly where you are. Okay? We're going to cross our left heel behind. So instead of in front of the toe, we're putting the left heel behind the other heel. Same thing. Hips get squared. We get as tall as we can. A little tuck of the tush underneath maybe if you're feeling arched. And we're going to push that straight leg behind us. So it's a straight leg behind. What we should feel is a little flex between the thigh and the tush. Okay? That's what we're looking for. A little flex between the thigh and the tush. That's it. Hold tight and tall. Good, last couple. Let's push the next one up. Keep tight, little pulses. So working the glute, little pulses with that straight leg back behind us. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, shake it all out. One last leg exercise. Let's do it. Sitting tall, getting that right heel behind the left, hips forward, little squeeze right there. Good. If you want to try balance challenging, you can take the hands off the chair. Almost like if you were skating and pushing off. On our next one, let's bring it up, hold it up, little pulses. Good. Flex that foot, drive through the heel. 3, 2, 1. Release. Kick all that out. All right. Let's do some upper body, and let's start with doing a push-up. Now you can use your chair, your seat bottom. You could probably use a table depending what's around you, or you can use the wall, okay? So for a push-up on the wall, we walk away from the wall and we get the body really stiff. So we don't want our butt poking out. We want the full body weight to fall forward. We do the same thing if we're doing a chair or a table, okay? I'm gonna turn sideways so we can see. I gotta go this way. All right. If you're holding on to a chair, just make sure you're not holding on to the end, the very end, because you don't want it to tip. Hold on the inside or place palms flat, whatever works best for you. Walk your feet back as far as is comfortable, where you can maintain your chest over the seat bottom, okay? So your chest isn't back here. Your chest is right over the seat bottom. That aligns your shoulders with your elbows and your wrists, okay? So we're in a plank. Pulling in through the belly will flex those abdominals, and that will support the back. Chest is open, okay? Open, so our shoulder blades are pulled down, and probably the heels are a little bit lifted, okay? So it's a small bend of the elbow. It doesn't have to be a huge push-up. Small bend of the elbow, and then a straighten of the arm. Small bend, and a straighten. That's it, just little ones. Good, almost there, 10 seconds. Four, 3, 2, finishing up. From here, let's take a stretch. So we'll plant our heels on the floor and then allow our hips to pull our body weight back. As we do, we get a huge stretch all along the spine, as well as along the rib cage, the lats, in through the arms. Should feel really good. On our next inhale, without moving anything, let's shift forward into that plank. So chest will come over the seat bottom, forward into the plank, flex the abdominals, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, hips back into the stretch, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, shift forward, last time, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, shift back. Pull through the belly to shift the weight back. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's tippy-toe those feet closer to our seat so that the legs, the feet, come right underneath our hips. Okay, right underneath our hips. I'm going to try a little rotation. So most of your weight should no longer be in your wrists. They should be in your legs, okay, in your legs. Nice flat back. On an exhale, we're going to raise up one of our arms. Depends which one for you, so that you can. On the exhale, we go out the other side. We raise one arm, and then slowly we lower. Okay, so we're working through the waist, getting our twist. If we're golfers or tennis players, we need that rotation. Here's a great way to get it, because it holds our legs steady and forces us to only use the waist as the twist. Now, if your shoulders bother you, that's okay. You can take that elbow and pull through the elbow instead of an extended arm. Okay, a little shorter lever. We have one more time, each side, full rotation as much as you can. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate the other side. Inhale, center. All right, let's shift the hands back to our sides and move through the spine. So like we started with a seated cat and cow, except now we're standing. It's an exhale, fold in, fold in, fold in, like a cat, tucking their tail between their legs. And then on the inhale, starting with the tail lifts out behind us. Our chest pulls forward, it opens, and our shoulder blades squeeze back together to stretch the abdomen. Exhale, tuck in, fold under like a cat, nice round back. Inhale, extend and open up. We'll take one more. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, extend. And then let's come into a neutral. Slowly start to tuck round and roll our way up to standing, where we'll take a shoulder roll at the top. All right, so we can come down to the seat if we'd like, or we can continue to stand. We're gonna do a little bit of weights, okay? So if you're getting your weights, you can go and get those. We'll do some more upper body. Like I said, either way, you can come down to the seat, or you can continue to stand. We're gonna start with some rows, okay? Some rows for our back. So if you're standing, I would put one weight on your seat, okay, on your seat bottom. And if you're sitting, turn sideways in your seat, okay, so that you have room for the one arm to move, okay? If standing, one foot in front of the other so that you feel comfortable. And a little hip hinge, not a back round, but a hip hinge, okay? Stabilizing ourselves with our chair, looking for upper back row. Exhale, pull the elbow. Inhale, resist the weight on the way down. Exhale, pull up. Inhale, down. So trying to keep our scapula down and not let them come up as we pull that weight up. Similarly, if you're sitting, you're just sitting sideways, hip hinge still. Your hands, of course, can rest underneath the seat or on the side. 3 more here. This next one, let's hold that row up. So we're holding the elbow up. We're gonna do a tricep press back. So we straighten the arm to push the weight behind, then the elbow. Just the tricep, straighten and bend. So what we're watching is that our shoulder stays down and our neck stays long. All right, just working the back of the arm. Also try to keep your wrist straight. Got 2 more. Last one. Good, let's let that arm rest and roll out the shoulder. So if you're in the seat, you're gonna wanna shift or turn sideways the other way to leave room for yourself to move through the exercise. For those standing, maybe moving to the other side of the chair, just making sure we've got room behind us. We'll find our athletic stance, brace the abdominals. On an exhale, we row. Inhale, we resist. Sit. One more. Good. Let's bring the elbow up, hold it up, lengthen our neck, pressing back, straighten the arm, and straighten. Good. Got 2 more. Last one. Good, let's release the arm. Let's roll out that shoulder. All right, so we're gonna do a combo, okay, a combination. Let's go ahead, switch hands back to your original hand, okay, back to your original hand. We're gonna do a row and then a tricep push back, okay? So we'll finish off. This is our second set. One foot in front of the other if you're standing, otherwise seated. Locked and loaded. Row, push back, bend the elbow, bring it in, and then down low, slow. Good. Pull up, push back, bring it in, slow. That's it. Two left. Last time through, row press back, bring it in and down. We'll switch hands. All right, very last set here. Pulled in, brace the belly, row, push back, bring it in, and down. Good, 6 left. Good, shoulder blades staying down. One more time through, a really good one. Get that elbow up there, push that weight, straighten the arm, bring it in, all the way down. Fantastic. Shoulders roll, we're gonna work into our biceps, okay? We're gonna work into our biceps. And for this one, I'm gonna come down to the chair. You, of course, are welcome to stay seated if you wish, or you can remain standing, okay? Your choice, your choice. All right, so we've got weights if we have them. If not, we're just gonna really focus on the muscle, okay? It'll still get lots of work in there. If we're sitting, feet come together and knees together so that we have room on either hip for the weights to move. If we're standing, one foot in front of the other to brace the back, okay? All right, on our exhale, we're gonna take and squeeze those biceps to bring the weights all the way towards the shoulders, and then very slowly we're resisting gravity as they come down. All right, so exhale, a good pull to bring them up, and then inhaling, resisting the weight as they come down. Good. Excellent. Let's do just bottom half. So exhale, the weights come parallel to the floor, not all the way to the shoulder. And then we resist them down. Exhale, halfway up. Inhale, straighten the arm. That's it. 2 more, just like that. Good. Let's squeeze them all the way up to the shoulders, and we're going to only let them halfway down. So we stop halfway, exhale, flex the belly, pull them back up. Stop halfway, exhale, pull them back up. 3 more of the top half. Good, let's bring them all the way down from bottom to top, full. Exhale, flex, pull them up, inhale, resist. 2 to go. Last one, nice and slow. Slow as you can, all the way down. Really resist it. Yes, slow, slower. 3, 2, 1. Let those arms hang. All right, a little side of the waist. So draw that navel in. Allow the weight to pull you towards one side. Exhale, think of flexing the waist to come to center. Other side. We're going to alternate, flexing out through the rib cage. Good, just let that weight drag you over. And then the power of your core to bring you back to straight. One more each side. Very last one. Perfect. We're going to get rid of one of the weights. Okay, so we're going to keep one and then let one go. We're going to take our feet a little wider so we feel more secure, more stable. And then we'll bring our hands on either side of our weight if we have one. And again, if we don't have a weight, we don't need it. Okay? Pull that navel in really tight. We're going to do a little reach. Control, bring it in, and then out the other side. So almost like if you were getting something out of the cabinet on the top shelf way up there, okay? And notice if you have weights, how much is required bracing that core in order to safely reach and retrieve without injuring the back. So we're trying to train that within us so that when we reach for something, we automatically brace the core to support the weight, even if it's not that much weight. Good, one more each side. Very last one here. Perfect. Let's get rid of that weight. Done with all of our weight. We're going to take one big shoulder roll. Good. We'll pull the chin back a little bit. We're going to take our right hand on our left knee. Okay, right hand on our left knee. Left hand comes in behind. On our inhale, we're sitting up really tall. And then on the exhale, we're going to use that hand as a little leverage point to come into a twist. We're going to hold the twist. And as we exhale, maybe twist a little bit more. Next exhale, kind of relax those shoulders, let them down away from your ears. Good, one more full inhale, expanding the belly, and then emptying it all the way. Good. On the inhale, we're going to release, come back to center, and set up for the other side. Left hand, right thigh. Right hand can hold on under the seat. We get tall, big inhale. Exhale, easing our way into that twist. Good. Relax the shoulders. On our next inhale, we'll come back to the center again. We're going to separate the feet wide, okay, really wide. So we'll walk those feet out wide. We're going to take a full body circle. So inhale, we're going to sit as tall as we can. We're going to reach forward, then start to fold in through the belly to round the back very slowly and one vertebra at a time, rolling ourselves back up to a comfortable neutral seated position. Let's do that again. Inhaling, getting tall, hip hinging, reaching the chest forward. Exhaling, pulling into the belly to round our way up. Wonderful. Shoulders relax. Let's turn the toes in, heels and toes, so the legs come back towards center. We're going to open up the hip and do a leg crossover or four square. One option is just crossing the shoe over the other and allowing that hip just to open up and settle. If you have something to kind of help you bring that leg up, that's great. You can get that ankle up top. Maybe this is it for today. You just want to sit here and allow this to happen. Okay? If you're comfortable here and you're not really feeling a stretch, inhale, get as tall as you can on those sit bones. Exhale, hip hinge, lean forward from that waist towards, yes, there you go. Now you can feel a really big stretch there in that hip. Once you get into the stretch, you can let your arms and upper body just relax, your neck and all that. Let that tension go and focus on the inhale, filling the belly, and then the exhale, releasing that hip, releasing that side of the low back. On our next inhale, we're going to rise, and we can use our hands to help support us. We're going to release that leg and do the other side. And again, we can just cross ankles and let that open up. Or if our knees and hips allow, perhaps we get the leg up top. We inhale, we get tall. Exhale, reaching the chest forward, nice long back. Letting the upper body go. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And 2 more full inhales and exhales. On our next inhale, we'll slowly start to rise or sit up. We'll ease that leg down. Maybe we'll roll up onto the balls of our feet and then allow the inside of the shoes, the inside of the feet to show themselves. And then release. Good. Shoulders are going to go up by the ears, straight back. And then all the way down, releasing arms by the side. One more, shoulders up, straight back, all the way down. Good, right ear falls out to the side. Let's allow the weight of the head to take the chin forward slowly. Chin coming down towards the chest. And then continuing that half a head circle. So the ear rose off to the shoulder. We'll allow the weight of the head to come back down, chin to chest. Pause there, letting the upper back relax. And then just lifting the head in center. Good. We're going to scoot back in our seats, get a little more comfortable. Maybe allow our back to lean against the back of a chair or back of a pillow. We'll take the feet wide enough that we feel pretty stable here. And we'll turn our palms face up, pulling the elbows back by our rib cage, looking for as most a comfortable alignment of the spine that we can possibly get here. We'll extend our neck and jutting our chin forward, and then pull that chin back. We'll do it one more time. Chin forward, and then pull back. We'll leave that chin back for better cervical alignment. Now, if you'd like to, we'll do a little 2 minutes of a relaxation. If you'd like to, maybe close your eyes. Focus on the breath. Breathing in through the nose. And now let's quietly breathe out through the nose. It's almost like hearing a whisper in the back of your throat on your exhale. Good. As we breathe slow and deep, we start to feel tension leave the body. Beginning at the top, our forehead starts to smooth. Our eyes get quiet. Our cheekbones and jaw. Our neck and throat. Our shoulders and shoulder blades settling down into their pockets. Relaxation spreading down the arms. Releasing the hands and the fingers. We allow our hips and glutes to settle. Relaxing our legs, our knees, ankles, feet, and toes. Taking just another couple slow breaths here to enjoy the peace in the body, and maybe visualizing sending the oxygen to an area of the body that could use a little extra healing, a little extra blood flow. On our next exhale, we'll allow the weight of the head to take our chin slowly towards the chest, leaving our shoulders down so we feel the length in the back of the neck. We'll turn our palms face down and slide them out to our knees. On an inhale, opening up the front of the body, we'll press the palms into the knees, lift the chest, lift the chin, everything extends. And then as we exhale, drawing the navel in, We come back to just our comfortable seated position. We'll release the arms, let them hang by our side. And then on our next inhale, we'll scoop those arms up wide, reach them overhead, really reach, lift those ribs way up high. Palms will come together, and then drop down towards our heart center. Thank you all for coming out and sharing your day with me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Namaste.